All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Walks and Wall Street. Today is Monday, October 9th, 2023, and it is Columbus Day. So happy Columbus Day for all of those, I guess, who were off today. It was a bank holiday, so the majority of us were off, I would say. A lot to talk about. Tons and tons of things have been going on, some fortunate and some unfortunate. Unfortunately, obviously, Sunday, there was a massive terrorist attack on Israel, which sort of sent the financial markets in a little bit of a tailspin. Now, as we know, today on Columbus Day, markets were closed as it relates to the bond market, and fixed income markets were closed today. Equity markets were open. Now, the markets rallied, actually. It also, excuse my voice, it kind of makes sense a little bit. Right, many people would think that the market would sell off massively on an event like this, but what I think could be going on here, if you've ever heard of the old saying on Wall Street, buy on the sound of cannons and sell on the sound of trumpets, we could have a little bit of that dichotomy going on. Another important thing to note as it relates to crude oil. Right as futures opened, if you look at that ticker symbol CL for light crude oil futures, crude was really off to the races. It was up 5% after that massive drawdown. And what I'm thinking about looking for tomorrow, or what I'm anticipating on looking for tomorrow, is a big flight to safety. So as we know today, the fixed income markets were closed, but if I had to make a prediction, and we'll see, I think you're going to have a lot of cash moving into the debt market tomorrow. Okay, usually after these major events, terrorist attacks, crises, whatever you want to call them, you usually have a big flight to safety trade. Cash moving into the dollar, cash moving into the bond market, and cash moving into commodities. This could potentially be stock market positive continuing throughout the rest of the week. As we have cash going into the bond market, right, we'll see if that thesis is correct tomorrow. That's going to put pressure on yields, right? Remember, there's an inverse correlation in the debt market. As bonds are selling off, as you have a major sell-off in the debt market, yields go skyward, right, and yields go up. But as you have cash entering the bond market, people buying bonds, that puts pressure on yields. And as yields come down, that is very stock market positive. Okay. Also, we briefly talked about one dichotomy that's going on that we should all be paying attention to is the U.S. dollar. Now, as we know, U.S. Treasuries right now, or fixed income, is performing really well in terms of the yield you may get. So a lot of people would say, okay, I'll just buy 6-month T-bills and just park my cash, and at least I'll beat inflation and get myself a 5.5% rate of return, right, give or take, depending on where yields are that day. Well, you can only purchase U.S. Treasuries in U.S. dollars, and I think a lot of people forget that. So essentially what this means is when you have the world recognizing, okay, if we look for investments, let's say if you are in a different country, what is a good risk-reward ratio right now? Having a risk-free rate of return by buying T-bills and essentially making 5.5% or more on your money, risk-free, no volatility risk, no nothing, right? You're almost guaranteed to be paid back, right? U.S. has never defaulted on its debt. So with that being said, as you have global currency being converted into U.S. dollars, that's pushing the dollar up. So there's two things that we could see, in my opinion, this is just speculation, two things that we could see this week. I think we could actually see a surprise rally. I think this market could continue to rally throughout the week. I think you may be able to see yields come down a little bit as cash enters the debt market as sort of a flight to safety trade. And I think you could see a continuation in the price of crude oil go up as this war escalates in the Middle East, unfortunately. Now, last thing I would say is we are now in the month of October. Okay, September historically is the worst month for stocks. We've went over this. So the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones Industrial Average has been correcting pretty much all of September. If you look at some key technical levels right now, the S&P 500 is sitting right at its 200-day moving average. So we're catching support at the 200-day. We're going into October, and we're going into Q4. Sentiment, in terms of market sentiment, is at all-time lows in terms of bearish and fear sentiment. You have war breaking out in the Middle East, you have inflation ticking up again, and you have people, consumer sentiment, cratering, and you have a lot of fear in the market. So this could be a potential magic elixir to have a surprise rally into the end of the year. We'll see. We'll keep our eye on it. Since I have the computer pulled up, we might as well check on crude oil right now. Crude is trading at $86 a barrel. If we go back to Friday, October 6th, just before the horrible terrorist attack on Israel, crude oil was trading at $80, right around $80.50. We've since exploded higher for obvious reasons. It's going to be an hour-long stream tonight, everybody. We're just going to sort of work our way back into things. I do have to be up very early tomorrow for some meetings, but it's good to welcome you all back to Miami. So for those new viewers to Walks on Wall Street, I want to welcome all of you to downtown Miami. We are standing on the corner of Southeast 2nd Street, right outside the 200 Southeast Financial Center, where Citadel Securities has their temporary headquarters. And if you look across the street, that is the Metro Mover station. So what we will do today on the stream, we will take a look at some of the notable developments. We'll check out the Aston Martin building, and then we will take a walk to Brickell and check out the Brickell City Center. So I want to welcome, once again, everybody to Miami. And it's really good to talk to everybody. So give me one moment. I'm going to close up the laptop, and we will be on our way. All right, let's see who we have in the chat. Hey, Jetstar's here. I see British Gray, Jay Einstein, Alfredo Ruiz. Good to see you. Andrew Smith says, welcome back. We have missed you. Thank you so much. Hey, Lance is here. Says, good evening, Tom and everybody. Lance from Brooklyn. I see Jay Grant. D is here. Welcome. LA0070. What's up, Western Mass Dave? Yeah, I mean, it's good to be back in Miami, everybody. Now, the building that you're seeing directly across the street, this is actually going to be totally demolished. And in its place, you can kind of see it looks like a really ratty building right now. This is going to be a brand new super tall skyscraper. I believe it is going to be called One Brickell City Center, I think, or One Bayfront Plaza, I believe. You have the Metro Mover station across the street. Obviously, here in Miami, we do not have subways underground. We have Metro Movers that sort of snake in and around the city above ground. Oh, you can see it right here. It's coming across. A lot of people haven't seen the Metro Movers, so it's kind of cool to watch it go through the city. And real quick, once again, this is the Citadel, 200 Southeast. Hold on, just let me put some things away here. Oh, I think we're buffering a little bit. Let me see. We're back now. I forgot to reset my network settings. Usually every time we come down to Miami, I have to reset my network settings, and I always forget to do that. Now, they just opened this space. This is a brand new outdoor space for the employees of the 200 Southeast Financial Center. It's also public space. This used to be completely blocked off, but now it is open and out, which is great. And right behind us, right here, is the Aston Martin building, which we're going to check out today. Now, I think they started to turn on all of the lights, so that building is going to look amazing. But if you see, you can kind of see the demolition contractors. They have their signs up. This is all going to be totally torn down. So this old building, it was like a parking garage slash office building. It's like a commercial building. This is all coming down, and in its place is going to be an incredible, I believe they're calling it One Bayfront Plaza. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Now this is sort of the main drag here, Southeast 3rd Avenue. You can see the Miami Tower in the distance, lit up in all those cool colors. And to the left, you're going to see the main Whole Foods. Now there's so much to cover, and we only have an hour today, so we'll just go to Brickell. But a few nights ago, I was hanging out all the way down here. So if you continue to go down Southeast 3rd Avenue, they're building like a completely new city almost over there. It's really, really cool. The place is called Jack and Henry's, or Julian Henry, something like that. I forget the exact name, but it's like a big food hall, and it's really, really cool. I would highly, highly recommend it for anybody who's visiting Miami. All right, let me catch up on some of the chats here. Hey, Destructionist, what's up? Brad's Brain, good to see you. Says, hey, Thomas and gang. Yeah, it's good to be back. You know, I did take a couple days off. I took about 3 days off, let's say that. And then the rest of the days I was just, you know, kind of hanging around the house and doing some yard work. I had to get a lot of stuff done for the new tenants to come in. But this is, I always joke, I say this is the most expensive Whole Foods in the entire world right here. I was actually in here today. But for sake of time, let's book it all the way to the Aston Martin building. You can see the Metro Mover coming by. Oh yeah, that's right. So happy Thanksgiving to all of our Canadian viewers. I completely forgot about that. So today is Canada's Thanksgiving. It is also Columbus Day. So obviously fixed income markets were closed, the stock market was open, and we'll see what the bond market's going to do tomorrow. I don't know, if I had to make a bet, I think we may see yields come down tomorrow, right? Given all of what's been going on over in Israel, the horrible, horrible terrorist attacks that have been going on over there. I think you may see a big flight to safety trade. Now, obviously today, fixed income markets were closed, but you may see a lot of cash going into the bond market, putting some pressure on yields, and that may even further fuel this stock market rally. We'll see. But I think more importantly to note, you know, it just seems like, you know, tensions in the Middle East are not going to get better anytime soon, which is almost exhausting in a way, because it seems that these forever wars are going to be perpetuated in perpetuity. So, you know, you notice a lot of the defense stocks were up big today, right? Lockheed Martin, all of them were up massively. So this is Gordon Ramsay's new restaurant in downtown Miami. It is called Hell's Kitchen. And I think this just opened a couple days ago. So Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen is now open. And it is right next to the very famous Aston Martin building, which I believe is about 98% sold. And it's not even ready for residents yet. You can see they sort of built this valet here for the restaurant. Hey, rock stars here. Jay Grant, what's up? Gary Carpenter. Yeah, Brad's Brain says gold was climbing today, the last I checked. I'm not a gold guy, just noticed. Yeah, I noticed too, I think you'll get a bid in commodities. Obviously, last night when futures trading opened, crude oil was up 5%. right? Which makes sense. I mean, the Middle East, anytime you have conflict in the Middle East, you sort of get a bump in crude there. So I don't know. I think this move could catch a lot of people off guard. We had a follow-through day on Friday, and if you look at CNN.com and you go to their fear-greed indicator, I mean, we are at some of the highest levels of fear in the market that we've seen. So all of these sort of indicators could, push us towards a pretty decent-sized rally going into the end of the year. We'll see. So this in the distance, everybody, is Brickell Key. It's sort of like its own little island away from downtown Miami and Brickell. It has a lot of luxury apartment complexes there, a lot of condos, really nice. And here is the W Hotel and Tower, or the W Miami. But I think the most anticipated building, at least for me, sits right here. This is the brand new Aston Martin residences, or the Aston Martin Tower, that is almost complete. Check that out. That thing is amazing. And finally, after so long, the lights are being turned on. Now, as we walk over the bridge into Brickell, I'm really excited to see what the building looks like from afar. This is Novico. This place is always packed. You always have a line of cars, all these luxury cars out here. I think it's like a nightclub, a bar and grill. But let's cross, actually. They sort of have a makeshift light since they have all this construction. Hey, Destruction, this is Tom. Does or will your company have any listings in the building? No, I think it's pretty much sold out. The only way that I could potentially have a listing in that building is if I know somebody that bought a sponsor unit that wants to sell, which I don't think people are going to be selling those units anytime soon, unless they just want to flip them to try to make a profit. But usually developers have rules on that, like a flipping rule. But hey, I would be absolutely open to taking a listing in the Aston Martin residences. All right, maybe we'll get a better view from here. So once again, we are looking over Brickell Key, and as we turn the camera a little bit to the right, you can see the W Hotel and Tower. And you're right on the water. It's so beautiful here. It's amazing. Miami really looks like a futuristic city. So one of the interesting things about the Aston Martin residences, you can see that they're building a dock right here. So in theory, let's say if you own one of the units in this building, right? And you're coming from the Bahamas and you took your boat to the Bahamas, you don't even really need to dock your boat at a marina. If you're running late or you're a little bit tired, just pull into the harbor and dock your boat right here and just walk right up into your apartment. So I mean, it's an amazing, amazing residence. They really thought of everything. Last time we were down here, I think they were dredging, I think it's called. So they were making the floor of the canal, or the river, a little bit deeper so you could dock your boats, which is really cool. Hey, Dan Sang, what's up? This is Tom. It does not. So there is no reciprocity from New York and Florida. You have to get a license in both. And then this is the Miami Riverwalk that goes all the way down and around to Bayfront and Bayside Marketplace. It's really beautiful down here. It's quiet. Everything's very clean, beautiful palm trees. And you have really, really good views all the way across the river to Brickell Key, which is great. The LT Prods, is there a helipad on the roof? I'm not too sure about that. However, there is a helipad for sure at the top of 1000 Museum. Now, we're not going to have enough time to see 1000 Museum tonight, but maybe on a future live stream we'll be able to walk right past it. That building is the Zaha Hadid building. It's a really amazing piece of architecture, honestly. And I believe David Beckham has one of his many residences in the tower. But what we'll do for sake of time tonight, guys, because we only have an hour, we're going to continue to walk all the way down the street, and we're going to make a left. And that is going to bring us to the bridge that will take us from downtown Miami, where we are now. It's going to take us all the way to Brickell, which is essentially the financial district of southern Florida, or South Florida. If we have time, we'll try to make our way over to Mary Brickell Village and the Brickell City Center, which is what they call the mini Manhattan in Miami. So that's where you have a lot of the super talls, a lot of the luxury apartment buildings. This is the Hell's Kitchen by Gordon Ramsay again. Sock says, what economy does Miami have besides tourism? Yeah, so you've been seeing a lot of tech jobs move down here, a lot of private equity, a lot of banking, a lot of hedge fund business. So Citadel Securities, who is the most successful market maker and hedge fund on Wall Street, they just moved their entire operations down here. They relocated their headquarters from Chicago, Illinois, right here to Miami, Florida. You're starting to see a lot of private equity firms come down here, like Thoma Bravo, which is Orlando Bravo's company. A lot of big tech companies, ad tech, as well as healthcare tech. Now, in my previous company, we had a big presence here. We had a big sales operation down here. And a lot of startup growth, a lot of startup culture is coming down to Miami. Hold on, let me turn my brightness down so we could try to go for a little bit longer. I thought my battery had a little bit more life in it. Looks like it doesn't. But you know what, I just want to give a quick update on the housing market here in Miami before the phone goes dead. It's been a little bit of a busy day. You know, you're still seeing some really crazy trade prices for single family homes. Particularly 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom homes are still trading for $425,000, $450,000. But where I am seeing some very significant cooling here is in the multifamily side, in big luxury apartment buildings and big luxury condos. You're starting to see rents soften significantly there. But anytime you have a single family home, duplex, triplex come on the market that's reasonably priced, right, like under $500,000, it goes in 2 seconds. There's a house 2 doors down from me that just hit the market, and as I've been outside all week doing yard work and gardening and, you know, getting ready for the next tenant to come, there's been a never-ending flow, a never-ending stream of vehicles, people coming. Like, it's been crazy. All to look at this 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom home. There's been lines stretching all the way down like 160th Street where I live. It's really, really crazy. This is the Miami Tower here, or the City National Bank. Really beautiful, really colorful. Wells Fargo Center to the right. So I don't know. I mean, I think, you know, with all of this migration to South Florida and all this job growth, you have this comparative analysis that's been going on from places like New York, California, New Jersey, to say, hey, you know, where I'm from in New York, a starter home is $750,000, right? Where I'm from in New Jersey, a starter home is $650,000. So when they come down here and they see a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, or a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home for under $600,000, it's like a free-for-all. It's like they're jumping over themselves to try to purchase the property. So in that aspect, demand is still really high for single-family homes from what I'm seeing. right? And again, this is anecdotal data a little bit, but it's just, I was in awe, I was in shock to see the stream of cars relentlessly after my neighbor listed her house all but 3 days ago. It's been really wild. So this is the bridge that's going to take us from downtown Miami all the way to Brickell. You can see the Bank of America Tower in the distance. Now, if you continue to walk all the way down here, you'll see Truist Financial, I believe BNP Paribas has an office here, and Citadel Securities is going to be building their megatall all the way down in Brickell. But I think we'll have to end it here. I'll try to show you one more view. This is a really cool view here. So this is the Miami Riverwalk, and you have all the yachts that are lined up all up and down the walkway here. And this is actually a drawbridge that'll go up when boats are coming through. So really, really nice view from up here. And these are all restaurants alongside here. Hey, Troy McDonald, what's up? This is Brickell Key in the distance. All right, I'm gonna quickly maneuver over the bridge here just because I want to give everybody a shot of the Aston Martin tower with it all being lit up. And then I think my battery is gonna die. But tomorrow we should be doing our full 2-hour stream. Just I kind of got caught out of the pocket here. Ooh, check this out. This looks awesome. Wow. So I think they're going to have the pool on the roof deck, which is incredible. That's amazing. I mean, I can only imagine what the skyline of Miami is going to look like in a couple of years. It's going to be crazy. And we're not even in the main part yet, near Brickell City Center. All right, everybody, apologize, but I just wanted to check in tonight. We will be back live tomorrow. I will leave you all off with this beautiful view of the Aston Martin residences. They finally do have the lights on. And we will be back live tomorrow from Brickell. We'll be back on schedule covering all of the crazy events that are going on in the financial markets today. So feel free to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and we will see you all in the next one. Take care.